Facts in Math for 6th grade. Today we'll be doing lesson 29, rounding. When we round, we're looking to have a specific place value to round to. Now, you've had this before in other grades. Let's see what this looks like in 6th grade. 6th grade, what you'll often see are the directions round to the nearest and then a place. So here's our example. Let's fill in some example places and see what it would look like to round to those places. Let's round to the nearest 100. Here's where place value becomes important. Starting at our decimal points, ones, tens, hundreds. There's my 100. Okay, I want to round to this place value. In order to do that, I need to look at the number to the right, and I need to see, is it 5 or higher, or 4 or lower? If the number to the right is 5 or higher, we're going to round up. If it is 4 or lower, we're going to round down and the number will stay the same. That's because 5 is halfway. If you're halfway there, we're going to round up. If you're not yet halfway there, we're not. So underlining the 4, looking next door, the number is 7. That is higher than 5. So we're going to round up 100. Instead of 400s, we're going to round up to 5. Now, any numbers that are on the left, we're going to keep. Any numbers that are on the right are going to become zeros. So 3,472 and 45 hundredths would become 3,500. Let's try it again. If you didn't get it, pause the video, please. What if instead it said to round to the nearest 10? We can do that. Find your tens place, underline it. Look at the number to the right. Is the number to the right 5 or higher? If so, it'll make the tens place go up. If not, it won't. Number next door is a 2. 2 is not 5 or higher. So the 7 is going to remain the same. The other numbers to the left are going to remain the same. The numbers to the right, don't forget about them, are going to become zeros. So to the nearest 10, instead of being 72, we round it to 70. Which makes sense, right? 72 is pretty close to 70. This works for decimals as well. If the problem asks you to round to the nearest 10th, we would do exactly the same system. The tenths place is right after the decimal point. Look at the number next to it. It is 5 or higher, so we're going to round our tenths up 1. Numbers to the right become zeros. Numbers to the left we keep. Sorry, there we go. So 3,472 and 45 hundredths would round to 3,472 and 5 tenths or 50 hundredths. Either way you want to read it would be correct. Let's look down here. That same system can be used when you're asked to estimate, particularly with fractions. Here, what we're looking for when we look at the number next door is that next part halfway there? Is it halfway up to the next one and we should round up, or not yet? When you have fractions, you can look and see if the fraction part is halfway to the next whole number, in which case you can round up, or if the fraction piece is lower than half, and we can't. So I'm going to be comparing these fractions to half. 5 and 7 tenths. I'm going to estimate, so I want to change this into a whole number so I can get an easy estimate. I want to know if it's going to be 5 or if I'm going to round up to 6. So I'm going to look at the fraction and see if it's at a half or something bigger than a half, or if it's lower. The fraction is 7 tenths. I know that if we're in tenths, half would be 5 tenths. 7 tenths is greater than 5 tenths. So I'm almost to the next whole number. I'm going to round up. Times 3 1/8. Let's do the same thing. I want to round 3 1/8 to a whole number so I can make an easy estimate. I want to know if it's closer to 3 or closer to rounding up to 4. To do that, we'll look at the fraction. Is 1/8 half or more, or is it less than half? Well, I know that in eighths, a half would be 4/8. But I only have 1/8. That's not a half yet. So we're going to keep this 3 as it is. The best estimate for this problem would simply be 18.